Nnawotwe Yi so Adom TV so yefrem dache hene nana yawo asante enenso ne da ba ko anyankopon aye no de ache yen me ne oba betena se ne yedi Ghana ho abobo na nei nsem ahodo a etwaguo ewo yeman mu se obeni ma odi wani akire mu ewo voter region keta to be specific nsuo anase epo a asochi ne ayiri na ewurawura nipa ahodo efiefie mu na se japade ahodo ye behwe eho asem na yaka menu be ko because one of our reporters Kwame ho ni yaje updates no ni yahwe dia ekoso wo porte ene dia mpanyifo ayafa ho sansensem we so be kae a na wotwe mu kopie mu mrahye badwefie a nipa hodo anase dom kitwa ne dom kase ne wo mrahye badwefie no sa nkrofo yi aye press conference a kire se anua hodo a omututu no wo ho no ene ema sansem we nyina eba nanso NDC fo no kire se enya dia ewomu esa yebekọ ne yakwakoje de omukika ye no ni ye di atunsaniani ne yafese nokra bi womu anase nokra bi a enim ye wi a yebeti esim LGBT sankomo ye hyase a chepa nipa hodo no edi enkomo we parliament abie mu se yentrase na nipa hodo a womude suggestion ni ade nyina ba ye no yetumi tie womu nsem de broni efre no public hearing no ya sose nipa hodo ni bia kwakopie mu nsem a muka ho ene wo mu nkyere mu ye ba betena na yedi eno so eho enkomo utie me ewo asempa 94.7 sanso na wo hwe me ewo Adom TV ye wazo ye se dwumadie we ye fre ne Nnawotwe ye fre me dache hene nana ya asante kai se esi ohene mesemefu openyin sanso na George Tigo oni empanyin pa woda edwumadie anu ane mejira nata bankase so na mede edwumadie yi ebrewo ye ko otwa ye ho aba ye twa ye ho na se ye ba ye betena se na sansem we abo ewurem ni ahwe de susua ede body hu no befa ebuza ma mentwa me humra ye ba ye beto aso ebuza ye koya ya sa ba ye to aso ede ye nkomo no ewa ha mede kan hye wo bo se yebeko parliament ne yahwe the majority ekafa tidal waves no any the minority omo response omo de bae enkrofo hyase se omo ye fast check e wo sa no ma we ho ama e bia ba be dey di se pictures majority no e de kire ye no omo sa pictures ne emfree Ghana. I think that these are the conversation I betumi enya ne yetumi ehu ne puma asibre but answer ye beto ayen komodidi so ha no e pese ye call parliament yedi kan ehwe de majority afanyo markings or deputy majority leader eka edifa assembly ye wi a ne ye tiesim ne yahwe de minority nso eka edifa ho ye enhwe ne emra.
I would want to show you a picture. This is what is happening at Keta, and if you go to Wikipedia, you will see this is a report, sun winning activity in Keta coastal area, and the source is coverghana.com.gh as of February 9, 2021. As of February 9, 2021. This is what is happening there. Now, per our research and the research of the majority, we relied on fourthestate.com. They have done some work in that area, and they titled that work, "Dear Sea, you are invited into our homes. The sand is gone." We have also some work done by Salifu, which is titled "Relocation Based on Slow Onset Climate-Induced Environment Change in Keta." And then you have some other individuals, Ado, K, and Jason Koshiga, and Boateng. These are all research done in that area regarding the tidal waves. And if the activity involving sun winning, giving rise to the devastating effect of this, and rather making the people there more vulnerable. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the records, we want to state that the entire coast of Keta is under serious threat due to its soft geology and low-lying topography, climate change. And the climate change has effect on the physical effect that have caused the sea levels to rise in recent years, resulting in higher tides that overflow their shores and end up in the communities along the Keta coast. Part of Keta's sandy earth is swept away and transported by the natural force of tidal waves during sea erosion. Tidal waves are already powerful, but they are aided even more by climate change, which causes extreme weather patterns. Several consequences could be expected from the sea level rise in Ghana. In particular, low-lying sandy coastal areas in the eastern coast, such as the Volta Delta and Keta Lagoon, could be profoundly affected. So clearly, these are facts. And as a result of the sun winning, matters are getting complicated. So I would plead that much as government is making effort to provide relief, the relief items are themselves not the solution. They are temporary relief after the whole thing has occurred. But then what steps can we take? And this is where I am appealing to stakeholders in that region to work together with those involved in sun winning, because the research is clearly pointing to the fact that these activities are making the people there more vulnerable, and it will cost the nation more money in terms of recovery, in terms of settling these people. So for emphasis, I am calling once again on our colleagues in the Volta region to look at this as a national disaster and not look out for scoring cheap political points. Because obviously, we never heard them talk about the human activities going on at the Keta area, which has led to the unbearable effect of what we are seeing today. And in all their address, not a single statement was made. Meanwhile, the activities of sun winners are all over the place. And it's recorded, it's on the internet, it's happening daily.
Of the Volta caucus has just been drawn to a press statement, as it were, that has just been carried by the majority, led by the deputy majority leader. The essence of all he has come to say is that the tidal waves that is pounding the coast of the Republic of Ghana, stretching 650 kilometers in places like Aflao, Danu, Blekusu, Keta, Angloga, We, Anyangwi, Adan, Diskoff, Pram, Salt Pond, Cape Coast, Takrady, Axim, where Diskoff, where government itself is spending millions of dollars to undertake sea defense projects. The Honorable Deputy Majority Leader says this is attributable to sun winning. That is the most pathetic statement I have heard on this matter. He demonstrates a certain lack of understanding of the geomorphological formation and causage of denudation of our coastline in this country. Sun winning does not cause tidal waves to pound coastlines. The destruction of our coastline caused by tidal waves is as a result of the rising in the sea level. So, and he has come here to bring a picture that clearly is not even reflective of the coastline of Keta or Aflao or Angloga or where I come from. Our coastline has no forest on the coastline. Our coastline from Aflao to Anyangwi through Angloga is full of pristine sand. It has nothing like the forested beach line he has introduced to you as being representative in terms of photography of the coastline of Keta. I am not trying to underrate the relevance of denigrating our coastline as a result of sun winning. But to say that the lives of the over 4,000 people were caused or destroyed by tidal waves as a result of sand winning is, with all due respect to him, unacceptable. This government demonstrates a certain laissez-faire attitude to the problems happening in Anglon now. We have been in this country, there have been disasters in other places, and we saw the alacrity with which NADMO reacted. We are not saying that there ought not to be disasters. That is force majeure. Those are natural disasters. You cannot stop it. But when it happens, the issue of water caucus is that when it happens, how does government react when disaster strikes in other areas? And how does it react when disaster strikes in the Volta region? It is not for fanciful reasons why government institutions have decentralized offices. It is not for fanciful reasons that we establish the NADMO office in Keta. It is to be able to move with alacrity and bring comfort and succor to people when they are in discomfort before the central office will come in. So when the NADMO office in Keta is so replete of resources, the regional office is in a similar state, and worst of all, the national office cannot come to the aid of the people. And this morning, as a couple of us have been left behind in Accra to hold the fort, 16 of my colleagues are presently in Keta and Aflau, are donating rice and other relief items to bring comfort to our people. Instead of the government praising us, the deputy majority leader comes here to say that we are doing propaganda. When a section of your people who have elected you into office are in discomfort and you cannot assist them, the best you can do is to keep quiet. If the government cannot assist the people of Keta to bring, as it were, shelter, food aid, basic needs like bringing other things so that children can go to school so that their education is not disrupted. If they cannot do that, they shouldn't damn the people who are committed to bringing comfort to those people.
Abuja yakoya yaba enkomo no ekoso wo parliament enra na wuti no mame emfanto anim se okopie mu okumansi a instruma season 4 auditions no ahyase enne enti uya koda wo free mfie baako ekopem edumiensa woni se nyankopon de akyede bi ache wotumi tonwom woni no emuda ho afa woni kiremu e True Vine Hotel no ewo kumase nefa hu ekodi edition mu ne yehwese wo betunwom ama yatumi afawa na watumi abankran ene waafo no aba besi akan nyankopon ye wado na wotumi wini na jese wo dem kra eye instruma season 4 na auditions no yashase ewo kumase ntifa hu kogim ewo ho yemra studio ne yentwetwe nkomo kakra nsan yakokwa me ho akwa de ekoso ewo Keta onabo kwesi akwa eye na sebedwani de ma adihia ewo odan ono na nisa akanwa onabo ma wache
Joso.
Bibi aboko de.
Aya now the Alexander Naka.
Alexander Naka. Onabo.
Media.
Nkomo ma shase wo parliament. Tidal waves ekoso ewo Keta.
Yeah.
In this share so. A consent to government.
Obviously na mini campaign akase ma kwahwefo nyina na titu ene atwenda this year womo ajibre ehweme anopai yenim se yankofo ndodo na no eho aka na nka do pe wose wo ho no na yeniomo etwadwadwo yie mo ne ade but adwumadi enti ye wo hase omo mfa nche yen na yanko asemu a yedi hu nkomo no menua aban bia yeto abama no na obetena abanwa no so a nipa ewo oman no nyina no eye na sede eye na responsibility anu ntino so otoma no so anto amanu wanya fa afnano no waswa nko ade obi na agitu mo se bibia besu oman no bia no eye wo mampani anasa ban ye teso no because wonya mampani anaasɛ wonya ban ɛwɔ nipakuo bi so wonya ban ɛwɔ nipa nyinaa so ɛno nti no deɛ akɔ so wɔ Framanta mu a yɛnwia no mu a yɛ mmarahyɛ badwafoɔ anu dem asɛneɛ yɛgya ato ɔma gyegye mu anaasɛ yɛmmua wɔ ɔmo no it's unfortunate
na aban ayɛ bibi wɔ hɔ because sɛ ɔmo firi hɔ no nsuo etumi ebu ɛpuna bua ba ɔmo dem ɛsɛ japadeɛ ne nɔɔma ahodoɔ na sɛ ɔmo ahyase sɛ ɔmo tie mu a so ɔmo di tie mu
oh of course tie abutie mu no deɛ yɛ sɛnea asɛm oto na sɛ wantie mu obi ehunu deɛ ɛkɔ so what they say ɛsɛ sɛ oyefun yɛ ɔya na wanwen wɔ se obi ampu hu sɛ oyefun ɛyɛ ɔya ɛno nti no kasa ɔmo ka no any problem so ɔmo raise issues no ɛwɔ parliament yɛ no mu a sɛbe yɛn nso nneɛma ato yɛn wɔ yɛ constituencies ne ade a ano abrasi mpo no yɛ pɛ kwan na yɛ de atodwa ɛwɔ parliament mamanfo nyinaa hunu sɛ akyem da September 13th ɛgya ɛhyɛ yɛ market nyinaa I'm putting out a statement. There's a statement that may try and manya kwan na yɛtumi akan ɛwɔ parliament but the main part then say your approach to some of these national issues no I was say you're very careful it's as you see a chichiro mind na say you bibia be politics a ebedu baabi no ensem a was say you na etimi hwa ne ye ka ne pepepe no obehwe na ensem no ye gya to ho
Honorable, are you by any means saying the minority for Kano they are not talking about the realistic issues on the ground but only the politics
the realistic issues no omo de tudwa omo kan ensem no nemo omo approach any omo twist to it no ena ama ade no akoye he masese no obefo say majority any abampo anytime ema wo mo esa sensem na wo ka no se be ye nyina na ye wo ho ye nyina na ya so ai say ye be obi ti odoma may represent the people of Achimodan o mra se bedwam but ye ka sebda se mfa Achimodan ho a min ka se mi simaso metie bi ma contribute to esan se bi nim se ebia de ebekọ so ewo Framanta no I be take a cue of it ye mra emma afabi emra ye hye no ye hye ma Ghana man nyina enu nti no se nya obeka no can in such a way say ubetimi attract empathy anase ubenya obi ate wotema obenya tema ama issues no na ye nyina ma ya adwia ko bankrom ne ehunu se kwaya e befa so aso anu no enie dan sɛ obɛma adeɛ na akwakwaya te sɛ asɛ ne saa biri no monko ana yɛmfa ne saa yi block asɛm yi a president interview ko yɛ TV so ɛma ne yɛ yi sɛbe afla nko a ɛna yi block ayɛ abandoned dabi what you say there are other ones but no mpo no hu sɛ kwan bɛn so ɛna adwuma ɛnkɔ so wɔ hɔ ana deɛ na akɔ so wɔ hɔ nti
wobɛsɛ owie mu ama na makɔ mahoma no so honorable Kwame Gakpe na se bedwani e de ma adisia omu ewo keta honorable good morning na bibia boko de
anya wana Adom TV
honorable wo ntran na se wo keta sisi a
be wo keta sisi a
okay transfoni kire situation na wo keta sisi a de
oh I'm continuing visiting my people to see how they are faring and then mobilizing resources to take care of them. That's why we are here.
Enti honorable ukodu ho no situation nankasa te sen wo constituency no dan dodo sen na ensuo ye boba ye atumi affect.
Oh, for now we are using pumping machine to pump some of the water.
Okay.
So it's receding as we speak. But the truth of the matter is that as we speak, relief items from NADMO, my constituency got only 30 bags of rice for almost close to over 2,000 plus to 3,000 people, and then for about 500 households. They brought 100 bags of rice for the 3 constituencies. And then some, my constituency got 7 pieces of student foam, some plastic bowls and plastic cups, and a mosquito coil, any mosquito net, few mosquito nets. And those are the things they brought for the so far.
But honorable, we be say ensuo twi aba be fa wo dan. Enti sisi ya no baby a wo di mattress no kura beto ada no ensuo afa ho. Enti mattress ni ade no mo de beto hin no mo ada so.
Since we are relocating go for now almost this year because it's an emergency. We know the classrooms, churches, and a community center we are. Yes, start to see with MP Common Fund. We have roof it, and then the many some few work. No, we didn't go for the to us also. So far, that's what that's what is happening. And then we are looking at other alternatives where to do some temporary structures for some of the people. So basically, I need a course.
Okay. Honorable, Mami fa unra majority kasai Parliament. Omuchire say within your constituency, one of the problems I this tidal waves ba sound winning. Sound winning no one kasa wo constituents and omutu anua ponano and a man shonuba. Honorable, no crabene.
Let me ask, thank you very much. Which constituency in Ghana they are not winning some? I'm challenging the majority. Which constituency? They are not winning some. They are winning some everywhere. So why are they blaming the minority for that? Who's supposed to enforce the law? Is the minority supposed to enforce the law? Is not the executive supposed to enforce the law? And then the picture now show is, let me tell you, I'm challenging the majority that if really that picture is coming from Qatar, I'm prepared to relinquish my seat as a member of Parliament. We shouldn't peddle falsehood. That picture is coming from Sierra Leone. Why are they using Sierra Leone picture to paint Qatar as if San Winnie, that is that? Qatar doesn't look like that. No, the ocean. There is nowhere look like that.
Okay, honorable.
I'm getting the point.
Honorable.
So who says that because of winning or stand, that is what tidal waves? They should go and read about tidal waves. Are you getting the point? Where see, my brother, let's call a spade a spade. The truth of the matter is that sea defense war no second phase no and situation because my community, some of them have lived here for 40 years. Tidal waves have not hit them like this. Now it's happening because of expansion in Takrari, expansion going on in Tema. When you push the sea, it pushes to other places. So they have to continue the Blekusu side all the way to Aflau. That is where we can only get relief to our people. They shouldn't be running away from the germane issue, and because people are devastated, people have been displaced. Instead of focus on that, you are talking about San Winnie.
Honorable, are you by any chance saying, say, even though you're too unreal, but the said picture no in free constituency?
Is that?
Are you by any chance saying, say, yes, of a truth, San winning koso or constituency, but the said picture now majority is show it's not coming from your constituency?
No, that press conference is needless because it have no bearing on your problem. Are you getting the point? San winning is happening everywhere. Ghana, which place San winning is not happening?
No, Honorable, we are limiting this conversation.
It's not true.
We are limiting this conversation to your constituency. That is why I'm asking you, sir.
It's not happening. My constituency, San winning is happening everywhere, but not the seaside.
But you don't think
there are communities, there are places, no San winning is happening, but they are submerged in water. That's what we are talking about. Why do you show falsehood pictures that are not related to my constituency, to the Ghanaian public that San winning is going there?
But Honorable, you don't believe that San winning is part of the problem, and I say developing a factor of what is happening.
It's not part of this problem I'm talking. I'm in this constituency. I'm telling you, San winning direction now, it will end fact. That it's not that San winning direction that is making tidal wave. Go and read about tidal wave very well. And let me say, it's a San winning we are talking about. Climate change is also part. But the truth of the matter is that because we are not able to finish the phase 2 of the sea defense program, that is why we are here. Go and take 2021 budget and see whether there is budget line for sea defense war. There's no budget line. So let's call a spade a spade.
So, Honorable,
people are devastated. We are trying to solve the issues and see how we can manage the issue temporarily. And then you will be talking about San Winnie. Is that the best way to solve this situation?
But Honorable,
even if you are talking about San Winnie, who's supposed to enforce the law?
Honorable, you are sitting in Parliament and as a member of Parliament for the people. Unim say budget in the there was nothing. There was no allocation for sea defense wall in your constituency. As a member of Parliament,
we file questions in Parliament. You know, parliamentarians, we have tools that we use. Either you go by motion, you go by statement, you go by filing of question. When the tidal wave, this is the third time it's happening in this enclave. The second one, we filed questions in Parliament, and then we brought Minister of Works and Housing. He came to Parliament to analyze that Anche Ombesati was phase 2 because they are looking for resources. That as at May, as we speak, there are communities that Minister of Works and Housing are calling. By the time he went there, Okohoros. There are some communities, Sarakopa and all places were there temporary. But as I speak to you, those communities is gone. Even people have to assume their dead bodies to go and relocate them. This is the magnitude of the issue we are talking about. It's gone. So this is the tools and approach we should use, and we are using them to advocate. And then they said, oh, they will be doing it, and nothing is happening. Now, the third one have hit us hard. And there are a lot of people have been displaced. A lot of houses have submerged in water. Some communities have wiped out completely. And some, their buildings gone. So how do we solve this problem? Instead of us to concentrate, as I speak to you, I won't blame Minister of Works and Housing. I won't blame NADMO. NADMO, you know, 30 bags of rice. I won't blame them. The reason why I won't blame them, I will blame the Ministry of Finance, especially the Minister of Finance. Why am I blaming him? When you look at 2017, 18, 19, 20, 2021, they said the GRA have exceeded revenue target. If you have exceeded revenue target, why won't you, statutory allocation, you release the money for them? As I speak, last year quarter of the common fund is not in. The second and third for this year is not in. We, the MPs, we don't have common fund to operate with. This is the issue we are talking about.
But Honorable, you don't believe the common fund can do that job, really? When you know the common fund is scared, but you can do.
In terms of common fund, 3% allocated to NADMO. NADMO, in terms of crisis like this, they could have, buy some things, but NADMO is struggling. They don't have money. But at the end of the day, because they are government agency, they have to talk swift and then just to cover and then protect the image of the government. But NADMO don't have money to operate, and it's a fact. We all know. So they should be truthful and stop this propaganda they are doing in terms of Sanwini.
Okay,
so the only cause of the sea erosion.
It is not the only cause, but you know it is a cause.
It's only Sanwini.
Honorable, it is not the only cause, but you believe it's a cause.
I don't see it as a cause, because if you are able to, do the sea defense war project, we will reclaim land, ecotourism will go on. You see, let me tell you, Keta to all the way to Ketu South, we are in between the lagoon and the sea. Yes. People are saying that we should relocate the people. Should we relocate them to the sea or we relocate them to the lagoon? Is that what we are saying? You must know the geography of the place very well. The only solution is to push the sea. That is the defense wall, claim land, and then like phase one of how they did Keta, claim land, build some structure over there, bring investors, develop. Every day we are going to Dubai. What is in Dubai? It's not a desert and then the sea. They are able to develop that place. Every day we are going there. Why can't we transform our coastal belt to actually generate revenue? Let me tell you, our people from tradition have lived there. They live because of the blue economy. You see, their deliberate and livelihood depend on the sea.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay, Honorable,
the blue economy.
Honorable, my last question to you before you leave, Nessa. This is the situation I hate with constituencies, yeah.
Is that?
This is the situation I hate with constituencies, yeah.
Yes.
Me sure say okra no wo abusuan fi ho anase wo dan ho. Wo so dan no nsu afa no.
Me abusuan fi na ekọ. It's gone. But for me, I live in Anglo Afiarenima, so the sea distance from me to see where I am personally is no close because I'm at the lagoon side.
Okay.
You see? But I have relatives, aunties, their buildings are gone.
Honorable, what's the way forward? We should
confront this as a national disaster. No propaganda here. And showing other countries' pictures.
But you don't believe that you don't believe that the minority is also doing politics with the whole issue.
They have to budget for Keta Sea Defense Blakusu Phase 2 project, where they will be able to continue the sea defense that ND started in 2015 and then ended 2019. The Phase 2 should take off. When it take off, then they do all the way to Aflawu. Then the coastal line in the Volta region all the way. It started from Azim all the way to Central, Greater Accra, and to Volta region. If we are able to protect our shores and claim land, we will do a lot of investment, coconut plantation, ecotourism, and investors will come. We will generate a lot of money that is put into sea defense. By the time, as time passes, you will generate the money that is invested in the sea defense. We will recoup all those money. because the place is viable for investment.
Okay, honorable.
That is the permanent solution we are talking about.
Okay, honorable, hold on for me. And I'm a reporter and Kasa Enfield constituency. Kwame Enum, my senior reporter. I know one of the villages and no Keta. My men calling gentleman in Kosa. Kwame, what you mean? Kwame Enum, what you mean? Moakwaba. Kwame Enum. Kwame Ntemenka. My memory studio. Honorable, what did your colleague in the say? This is really the situation. About the sun winning, and yet a course of tidal wave. Musuzumu patches say a course.
Meaning, I was a assemble about a CBA. Name the air patch and say, who share Senia, ye 10 year, dear Nayan politics, ne quaquaye ethnocentrism, you know, as a if we have until the woman money, I don't know. Over her Murphy justifications, no, ever. We had the year would be tidal waves, no, a sorry at the buy. Environmental and climate change issues, a womb, and until you raise the issues of Nancy. Climate change conference, of course, that is where the world is moving towards. And then no share on my piano, Mukasa Yinano, I will quite young fast was say, Bra, Yasitin Musania Baya, sending a real such a some air banner, it me air affect here.
But honorable, is it also true, say, when you took over the reins of government, you know? Na sea defense war no ya ba be du baby anko some motumhwe eto aso sanka sankrofo no hu hia mo sanka mo ye to aso.
Oh, but who says to say yemfa yen sanka ya na se yenye hwe ho. There been works going on. Just say enkono speed a ye hwehwe. What you say na say be honorable member of parliament of the area no menene ya adwene passion na war any send an nkofo any dan so say woni ato abama wona ugide mu ma ye awaban mu na because of a disaster in na bi ato yenda wu me come afie ma suffer me major rainstorm April 5th da about 30 schools so paaye ye wie September 13th or da dwa nyina ahye. If you're a member of parliament you go against the system say na be ya nkofo baji wedi say won so wo hwe wo mo. Okay. But ye can in such a way say yen fast some number 12 maybe they say you say access of a market na eh mean ka say there be na buy meboa ye ntide ye be hwe access no next time be see marketer. It is some of the causes my disasters in the ban ye e ba ye hwe ne ni hu nkomo say ne be ya ye betimi atoto niema ye na bi ansa be hit ye bio.
Okay, ma me kwa homa no so na me ne honorable gakpe enwie honorable Mami Misa, the sea defense wall a moshasi mufra ben mono. So far, percentage ahen is at the account.
No, you know that 2015 the Blakusu stretch was awarded by NDC government to Amandi.
Yes. And
then that project contract ended successfully in 2019. That time, 2019, Honorable
Atachian
was the Minister of Works and Housing. Mm-hmm. They went there and promised the people they will start the phase 2. As we speak, the project ended successfully. 2020, 2021, there was no budget line for the project as we speak. And that have stalled the whole project instead of us to continue. So that's the reality. Because there is no fund in the budget allocated for that project. So that's the reality. Before this natural disaster, this tidal wave is a force majeure or act of God. Nobody say tidal wave is right. It's an act of God. But why will you blame act of God on indigenous? If we really understand the situation, that is why I keep on saying that let's talk about the permanent solution and stop this. I don't want to do propaganda or anything this morning. I want to be real of the fact. The fact still remains that project must continue. Because the moment you push it and leave it, it will go, and then you see that the other communities will suffer because you are pushing the seed. And the moment you push it, that is it's natural something. You are using artificial way to push it. So it has consequences. As we speak, this tidal wave have actually created havoc in Togo, Benin, and Nigeria. Are we saying because of sun winning, they are also experiencing that? Is it the sun winning? So let's not go there. Please, let's not go there. Because right now, if you even push our side all the way to Aflawi, the possibility of affecting Togo and Nigeria or Benin is there. Because you are pushing the sea. Elsewhere, people have pushed the sea and reclaimed land. Even my own Kata, where I am right now, the Sea Defense Project took off some years ago. And then we have reclaimed land. The communities that immerse in the water, some of them have actually got some land and they started their livelihood again. If you know Kata very well is that formerly, you know, Kata is the capital of the whole Volta region.
Yes.
As I speak to you, 2/3 of the Kata is in the sea. We only have 1/3. And the problem, the magnitude of the problem right now, communities that 3 months ago, people are living, some of them are gone. And then the sea is now closer to the main road from Habeji all the way to Dengu, which is a major road, international road. If care is not taken, and then the sea overflow its banks again, and then clear the road, you will see that it will enter into the lagoon, and other communities in other parts of the constituency all the way will be flooded. That is the issue we are talking about.
Okay.
Are you getting the point?
Okay.
So we are just appealing to the government that this budget that will be coming on the 17th, they should make allocation for the project, the second phase, to take off.
Okay.
That is the solution to this.
Okay.
And investing in that will bring a lot of in-your benefit to the country.
Okay. Honorable Mamenasi, is a Wuji Brena on here, Kasa and Anope. But quickly, Mamin Kwamano Sona, my name is senior reporter, Edin Komo, Kwame, and Num, Ewo, Ketasisia. Kwame, what a man, Moache.
That's it, Major. So,
Kwame, and I don't pay baby. I would get an in Patem saying and at your.
yeah, Major Sia, a friend of Geological na Obahoa, and Crawford Muakawaha, a best 2,000, and a Muaka, Omuhia Moasia. Na niesini se saa for na Muaka no. Omuhia baby on beda ebe emu se 40 bida baby a friend say community center and afei wo mo a omunya baby ndano omu anwumre ni ebe sine se obo se omu de mosquito nets afandua ho a omu da ase ebenum so omu wo omu adam fofo wa ha na se omu busiako foforo bi wa ha omu akoda omu nchen na afei ne ekoso ne se anwumre saa no omu da community center no obi aya na adwen se obenu aduane abromo enwumre bia omedi enti obaketa ha sese ade ne esine se Geological hanum na nsuo no goso a eta nkrofo fie pa na yebekọ ahwe senia nsuo no aye nkrofo fie afa enti bia me gina sese obehu se ohwe beti a obehu se nkrofo fie na nsuo na ata honum enti ye tu amovu afa akohwe se na honum tie sese a oba otumu se nkrofo no bi ewo ho a nsuo no ewo mu fie a otumu se omutina ho a omu enya bebe nkwanti bese fo ni kire bebe kakra wo mo a ohu omu wo honom no omu eye nkrofo no bi a omu ho aka omu hu bebe omu nya bebe a eko enti ne esi ni se so omu da enwumre bebe a omekwakopa ada no mu sori a no ma behwe se omu nya ma ase no omu betimi abeyi kakra kakra enti ne obehu se mfoni ni kire efi a ohu wo honom na otumu se nsuo no eguso etaam enti obaketa ha bebi te se abotia kofa Geological akaketa central no ehonum na etapa na akọ bebi te se Gaveji Salakofa enadina ehonum de omacheda atumi atwe nsuo no efiri honum a nkrofo fie bi wo okra asese ne nyina akọ a onhwe ewo hanum sesia enti moana abaso fa a nkofo no betumi ahia kakra ana yehwe so far no yanya nti asese nkofo 2000 no mo aka na wo se pe bibi mo mo da no mattress ayede mo so far 17 na 17 enura na 10 beka ho from Sunday abese enura no na 7 na assemblyman no ohwe sa anyama no nyuso na so wa ha nti bese me ne betwetwe nkomo kakra ansa na ye bekọ akohwe sene a nkrofo fie no etie na ontitwe no enti no ye beka brofo we are translating what you know. So we are grateful for joining us. So far, we want to look at the relief for the people. How many people finally do you have on your list? And then what is the relief like?
Okay, thank you. Good morning to the viewers and to all goodwill people who are us in these trying times for us. We are so grateful. So far, for now, on my list, we have 507 people that have so far gotten to my list. So far, we are affected. Even though this morning I had a call that some other people are looking for me to register their names so that I'll come and view their rooms and see their damages. I'm yet to go there. So
that is your electoral area. That's the Geological
electoral area.
Not the whole of Keta.
Not the whole of Keta. Okay. Just Geological electoral area. 507. Okay. 507. That's what I got so far.
Okay. Yep. So relief items to your electoral area, how is it like?
Relief items are inadequate from government. Inadequate. Government, this is a national disaster. It's a disaster, it's not man-made. So we expected government to be apt and proactive to be there for us because we are all taxpayers. We are all taxpayers. So we expect government to be there for us quick as soon as possible. Some of our people should be relocated to reclaim land. But as at now I'm talking, they are still living in the water. They don't have anywhere to go. And it's a burden. So they have to come and set their mosquito nets on the top of this sand here. And they are busy, their rooms, everything, their properties are still in the water. And we are begging. They should relocate some of them to the reclaimed land here. Give them tents. That's what we want now.
All right, engineer Okari said, Odukoji Kopea, and we electoral area bako, Microphone Mwaka 500. Ketanya Nano, Danbosi 2,000. Mattress are known in Crofania 500, Omonia 7. And na Ubahanuma, and Kajikopana Etino. So I want us to move to the various structures.
Kwame, so what you can answer now, Becono, Bisan said, Nipa would do no air casse a ban neti or mutun or honey at the idea. Omo kanwo e na sanso we etumi ebu so because me hwe was say me hu say wugina nsuo mu enti bisa omo say san na tie no mutu no ho me ade no anase epo no ebu bebo omo ade nti na omo nyae
ena afei so ye be ko epo na no a kire se ne a eho no tie se issues na generate about sand winning no ya kire ya hwefo enti nyame ncha de omo say no omo efie no nsuo no e twen wa kakra nanso utumu se nsuo no go so eta ha ye hwe se ye ko efie no makɔhwe se na nkrɔfo no amu efie tie enti ne ahoni enti bia me gina ha ho se epo no anu na ewo honom ho se epo no anu na hono so but in other areas such as Gaveji, what they did was to get a pump to draw the water to maybe the lagoon or other parts. What have you done about that so far?
Okay. Interestingly, Keta is situated between the lagoon and the sea. So the lagoon is a climate change issue. So the lagoon has risen. The water level of the lagoon too has risen. And it's even crossing the road. It's crossing, it's crossing the road from the other side. And the sea too is coming. This is about climate change. It's not man-made. So those are claiming the sand winning is the issue for this disaster is not in line with the reality. It's totally out of the line. Totally out. Because sand winning has been there before. We were born long time. All the buildings you see in Keta, all those big buildings were all out of this sand.
But the argument about the sand winning, are you speaking scientifically or you are speaking with your emotion or based on what you think?
No, because last time we were in a meeting with EPA. When they came, they let us know genuinely that sand winning is not illegal. It just has to be regularized. And they must be monitored that they have to determine, together with the Minerals Commission, where we should win the sand. It's not that winning sand is an illegality. It is a legal right to the people to win sand. But how to do it is what we are not following. So if the authorities have to be in line and work together with the people, this wouldn't be a big issue. But sand winning is not the issue or the main cause of this. No.
Right. I tell you, my assemblyman no patch and say, yes. And so no, almost to say, and no to me, ma, a poisson din, I bet me a bo. Ako omofi assess omunyaman na afi on say omo han omo ye dodo na ye apopofo omo kopo ebomo so emma na wa ha no ekototo nam na popofo no de ba no ma to omo so omo nyama nyina say na ba ko ha me nsa aka na be se me bi na me ne no etwetwe nkomo bisa no se ne nyama ben sa na wa hwere e na so far no mo aye ben na abrem me da say Adom TV so ne wo ye den wa hanom e na utia be se mfie sen
metia be 15 years ni anana ye da be na ni 7 days ye da de man ye ti say nsuobo na ye pie nsu na yira fa ye na ma ye hugu nyina ye ni me ne sister pe ye nimpa for ye na ma say ebi mutu ato ye so mu nyina mu na ma say ne ma nyina gu nsu ni mu ye nya bebi mpo fa ye ti ntu obi na agi akotena ye fie ne ye da honom de ebedi mpo ye nya bibia ekuta ebia ye nya he enti mu amu won mpa cho mmaramba boa ye yesere mo a
enti mu amu amuso se edenti na opoasochi na timi ba be famo sa
opoasochi no first no me de na minim se me na aka kira me se first no na epuno se nkrofo dan wodan popo timi se bebe 20 years or 15 years me ba bin sida ba de esi se de anu ode papa na ti sasusu wom nyema bebre enti yesremo a mo pesa mo boa mo yesremo mra boaye ye hia mo bebre mra boaye
etero obo mo pesa ye ko mo fie no bi na ye hwe sene a hono mtie enti ye nanti akọ da che meti wonka
Kwame ye hwe bebi a omo fie no wo no ene bebi e pono wo no se nyade a emutwen bi asa enti se bebi ani dan no wo no na se nkrofo a hyase etu anoa wo a ene se asoche de ebo a ne fie mu a na eduro no
on se o hwa bia a epono wo eba bia megina a ebe se 150 to 200 meters na mo pa kire se na epono wo achia na atwetwa ba on said the issue of sun wind is set annuana omoto epono no na ekoso no de eno de ya yegina asese na se ndefo atemiaka na so de wadwu so hu a otu se otu annua nyina de se eyensuo no na etwe ba enti se na je won se bibia atwa aba no ya ba gina asase so o hwa mi enim honom na won se nsuo so na ata ho no eyapo asoche no bia afa o hwe se okọ wenim kakra otu mo se honom na epono wo a asoche no bo a eba hanom enti sana etie enti generally omo efie no se mo bia ya ase no se na hanom tie ni ya pese infode no twa maye ho eto ba udu ho no ekọ honom a honom
ground sa ohun ye eni normal hudu a ededi ho no
na nkrofo fie wa ha
ohun se nkrofo etu anwa ho ana
omo nya omo tire odidi mu kakra eye omo a omo wo ahanom a ohunu enti ne ekoso ewo keta sesia eni a woni a wo ha omo ho aka ewo epuasoche a edene tidal waves ya ya ka ho asem no ena me de bra oda che ni
Kwame answer me de ubesi no ma me misa me se ukoye no ebi a efom ho a hu ye hu se bi aka ebi si ho mo twi anua ana se efom na nkasa hu se nkrofo etu anua ho
on se epuasoche no boy no nsuo na de ba na sa call na chi enti no se si ame no kasa ide very difficult so about traces of sun winning ewa hanum na ohwe ha ohu any traces of sun winning ohu so mutu anua bia wa ha na omo ha na kire mi se omutu anua ha na omutan ye no ahomache ana se anwumre omo aka samu ebe kakra edane ntokwa ba me no kasa se metimi confirm pa se omutu anua ha no de da chi ni mi ba ha manante epona no akosi bia salakofen blekuso bia se the first no wono mentimi kire se amuna eda ha kese yi kire se omutu anua wo epona no.
Okay, Kwame, my na was in the enfa ensia na yensan yechi emre studio. Honorable Kwesi Akwa ewa ha. Honorable, it is worrying. It is a reporter, yeah, free reporter or from Keta. It is just worrying.
It is.
Nkrofo say omo ni baby da omo tuwe from omo fie. Ohwe maame ya ni business kakra we ye nhia ba betwi afa so asai kra. Onsusu say the negligence of your leaders upon leaders of Mwaba and Amaya do baby ayedri.
I know they won't me and Cassa we and Wefim. It's say ye nim say neno suahunu akwana nim technology akwana nim sani ana MP of the area eka no ya manage epono it's as a climate change ya ye kan wasemi a abeye issue a neno aka say na na wo say kope climate change cause bi ye as yate ase ehunu ne ebetimi aha ye mpotem na ase yasetene mu no eno no ama epono ye manage ohwe kuro ne amaya hodo akase nyina no a ye manage epo any environment no anu no over the years Keta sea defense yete ye na nye no yete see ye keta sea defense sabe ohwe sania ye nuanom etai endisi cheaper no ne ade na kwan a yi endisi nya akwa betena aban mu ne ade nyina no ni anko ho ne ade a we can blame ourselves say ye gya ye ho ama we no akoye ade a abeha ye nuanom na nenu a aba ne sei no let's have a dispassionate discourse ye ni nkomo a ye be yi temane enwinwi bia ne ade bia fonto nchen na ye hwe issues no na ye nyina ye nkoye ne mesase ye nipa baako base nkomodie no ekosesa na ekoye se ne na aban ne moaye na ebi aban ne fosi ento aba ma ne ntinu wo hweyen na nadmo ma minua nadmo omo every other district nadmo a decentralized body enu ntinu se bibisi enne nadmo wo ho no omo no mbeko sabe eja eto achimda region nadmo na baaye na beka district no mo ye adwuma national nadmo amma but oboba ye resource wo se yenya essence they work in the system so into the media here mean say sadie we no the issues are here ewo keta any ye nuanom mo po anu ni nyina no about to the fore abama and then no ye take your opportunity ne fa discuss na ye hunu kwan be fa so a be so se ne honorable MP appeal ye no say budget no bibie nim saade a ye momade ye hunu say we a esi na nse yanse ye ba be ready budget ye betimi di bibia hyem na yetimi ehun kwan be fa so a ye be boa ye nuanom mo eso se nya ni papa
but mo na mo abem mo obi be ka say adie bi hia wa you give time and preference to saade no 2021 budget MP ne pa che say nya ade ye hunu allocations bia even to that effect is it to say as at that time na any priority ma ban
oh nyame I can't speak to that because I haven't availed my mind to it. This is a check it. Me to be no any adjune waka. But me to be can say I just am check na mu say I am passing any budget. Now say any budget in more. Sabe we run 4 budgets in a term. Yeah. Oh that's here. Until no young fans say no na any more the following year no you betumi pia manashim. But say ne obisa no no. Enka we no ensi ni ade a enka ye be hunu say me colleague MP no ebe man hom ne so ama yehunu se da be ade ya ade ehia memanfo anu nti mo mamade ya ne yemfa nhyem in the subsequent budgets ana so that's here iti no ye no mu a yato abama ye ya ye di amanfo anim no ya na yenye proactive kakra na ye trans kasa ye hwe aban ya aban so ewo a lot of other priorities so that's it a lot of other priorities iti no where your priority yes nobody can run away from it. But the emphasis say, and then ye di hun komo, esan say, ebedi nsamone. Eka huyensi a, eki yenim se keta sea defense yati yenye ne obi beka say ya wie, but to say ne omo jire mu say scientifically they think say takrade any other coastal areas no any expansion
development
they are pushing the sea away and ama pressure baha. Eti no ne papa mu a we all have to avail our mind to it and make sure say ye be hu na ye so ya check pressure eba ye nuan mo from mountain hodmo na nipa ni na ho atoy
aban a was we na wodom be surprise 2022 budget be ba na ye hunu any allocation bia to this sea defense war no
oh menua menye surprise na say to say na mike say ne da ben na see and we've been preparing the budget. And yeah, then it's na see budget.
But this is a project that we inherited here. Now when you say the then Western House Minister attaching a call promise you must we the second phase no ebe to us. Be seen this second phase no.
Did they make chance one me who budget no? Nobody is privy to the content of the budget. 2 say a bus enimua enye me nwanwa. E wo mu a yes, yemfa dey say between enne any bribe be ready budget on Wednesday, no, because this has become a national issue, a very topical issue, no, we could find a provision for it. Now I say, you bet me, I baby. If it had been prepared near who we any year, I'm sure, sir, there are other contingencies, sir. You bet me, any baby from when I me the Atu Union more from.
But people are also assuming because messages are it is almost like, well, this government know very well, sir, part of the country, you know. Vote in Shadam in free war papa and man side like a this kind of attitude.
Yes, so crown, yes, you have for say, young crop for 2 buckets here, and the man by impun, yes, your boy Abayana Subo. Say in Puntunuma was a cause where Honumpuno and call any of the Kobe and to Abama. Won't say that such in Fusu, say you're crying yet. And so you're yet by good more amount to about Aquai. Won't say that. And dear Kanasanwa, I don't be empty me fantage on mine. Yanamos yes, Suguya. Says be a president that is so. And so no, Easting, ye wrote yesu. They be a yabuya subo, and and so your father said, yet, young one you produce president, you know, and a president, yet president of Eastern region, a president of the whole nation. It is here to check on my sick manako kakra no bien bia. Come on, I don't know, sir, ethnocentrism, any politics, na be ra, sa discussion, Minya ki yanton train. Na yen share and quayenim. Na yen produce issues because oka na twimia me so me pese me kan ma kirem na fe issues na eda ho no anka se wo se yetimi ehwe e de bobra na ye de so mamanfo no ye gya to ho akoye se dipa mi no bobo no me gya ball no mu twam ho buga bi twa no so twam so gya na ball da ho
honorable my information ani entwa ye ho ne ye mra ebuja ye ko akwakoji aboafo nkrato aba ye ba ye behwe issues relating to LGBT ayankomo a ye hyaase ache nkrofo dodo no akora ka se ebobo aba no as a country we were not on the table yantumi and state your stance baby aba bedui ya hyaase eye public parliamentary select committee na transe afa ye tietie nipa ahodo omde suggestions ebaye se bia ye nyintum na ase ma ye nyintum no ye behwe eno ho ase maka ye ntwa ye homra ye ba ye beto aso Abusha yakoya ya sen aba ye to ankomo no so ewo ha medical edihya wasese issues relating to LGBT ye bedi ho enkomo honorable ewo ha enti ma misa we ye Ghana ni ofri Ghana ya mamna ni ya manne de wo ye ntete yen senate ye enamre ye se LGBT se bedi atum anase ye nyintum ewo Ghana ene ya ba be pie mu ya umra hye bedwofie mu na motive am babu hu abobo no matumi a kire ye kwan a ewo se ye de fa so bill na da parliament no woni bill ne ya adwen na woni bill ne ya adwen
sani obi say the mintimi nka anka da bi na mekirem
ba bill no wahu bi
obi hu say e bill a ewo parliament adwoso mu ntino sabi because we will speak to it in
yes.
You know. We've been following it.
What kind?
Ya kan mu.
Nti say what me akan mu no we hu de atwem de ade nti na wontumi ankyerem ubobre se bia woni bill ne ya adwen na woni bill ne ya adwen.
Minia in the first place yen kan sisudua say sadie we ya aba ma Ghana fo nyina ye di hu nkomo no. Enkomo no akwa ya ma ebi mu achia asem no e ma na ye te say ne MPP for de emfaye ho anase yentimi eni hu nkomo esanse we no ebae as a private members bill mrasebedwa Ghana nyame adom ye ho kwan ma mrasebedwani ankasa etimi sponsor a bill na odi aba nipa dodo na mu no wo mo eye enkrofo a omdom NDC aban no ha enu nti no omkasa mu no na akwakwa yesa ase no na omo no apia manaba sabi obi de bele ba o de beba eba plenary a oyi na ebedi hu nkomo wo committee stage amanfo consider amosukwa ye ho kwase ebedi hu nkomo na me asemi be yasem minya kwan ene asorefo bi di nkomo minya me ye one position bi it hasn't been too much of a popular position but I still insist on that position. The catch there asofo na me ne omudi nkombo sa abre ne se mesro mo me ye obi a meje hunhum ne amadi meje hunhum mu nsam di sa de we ekoso no the fare by pa eye honhom ye nyenim etisi ye kase ye de ho beto mmra so a wahwe amra ebedi ye hwembo se ye pese etu ase na ya de a enya sebe ye mpanimfo asofo imamfo ne wo mo mgu nsa gidie ni ade nyina no enyire omho wo mompa yim esan se adeda very controversial na ya de da obi akoma so wonti no enne no abe political ebi try ya so be skill no mana very political because femina enne oman bia no yesi ye we sovereignty but uyo bia wesua de kakra ewo integration regional integration any friend say amanonin international relations as well utumu say the level of our sovereignty no akofom esa say one country bowa affected the other edunti on minor babaye one global village send ye taika no ye nyina ye wom ejin komonisha asia ye mampani eka so enya dia no na pen so ye beji bibisi atum no nemmom the discussion and the discourse on it whether to accept it or not is bound to happen because we share send na epia ba no a ebi afa to mo so say jom person mu yeni o mama bra bodo no edunti no o mu pushing it that hard na ye de koto to human rights issues ho ne ade a it means say ebeba me di hu nkomo ne edi hu nkomo a common sense any ya dwene a ye nim ne ye tete amamre ne se ne ye gidi ne ade na no will come to prevail hwe ade ba ko amanfo nim ne say parliament your proceedings it starts with a prayer aya mehwe sense mtwerefo enhwe mpaya yebo e wo parliament ase ya hye adwuma ase mpaya no wo analyze ya ye bom mpaye se ye be hyehyɛ mra na se ye be adwuma nyina bom mpaye ma president se ye ntietie obi afa ahodie so na mom ye be hwɛ se adwumadie no a ye die no e be kototen we will analyze that prayer one day na ye hu se e wo nienti a empanifo de to wono mo se speaker e sori na ye be hye adwumadie ase a odie ni mo bom mpaye e ma ye nyina etimi me ka se e be ya ye mfa ye ho nto mpaye so mo because ebi ka se ene na enche e wo se etimi ye emra na editia adwaman
but on answer beto aso no ma me se we huhuma fam se wo gidi a wo de wo gidi ni ye adwuma a hunemu no utu hu anamon se ye bom paya se wo se yetumi tu hu anamon ne ye di mra no etumi di tutu ho ye wo gidi ye bom paya se sa de we huhuma eta ekire beko nanso hunama fam no e wo se yetumi di emra bi eta ekire enye sa mra ye ne ye di abai
menua emra no ho unim se ensemu aba mra ihu ntiro ye nhye dampo nya adaje nkirekire mu e ma manfo nte ase obi frame me constituency bi honorable samra no aba ne de mamunyi ntumu o so what ase onim se ye de mra bi ba ama yagia tumu se sebe sa eniema no ye betimi akoso wo Ghana nam se mra ban ya oh bonimu a penifo TV so so na pompo eno ne nsam wo se ye ka no aka de man me mada ne man mada no ne ade waka tumutumu sebe mo nyi ntumu o enam se mo nti ase and mi hu no se ya ye made no ya hype ade no mana a take a particular course a ye nya abotre enchirechire mu mi yo no se the bill as it is now say ye ko say ye ja to mu saa se ne tie na ya ma ye ho kwa me ni hu nkomo e man sachire bi amamu ni ade a ebetimi aba se wuntimi pon discuss LGBTQ issues. What
yes, but say Obroni because intina a bill no intina aba beda
that is why we are saying say enya dia what say yetimi pick that session kakra no a ye sebe ye obi be kasa badam sem enunti no ama ye nyina kase bi wodi anyintum ne ade no because there are things embedded in the law I was say ma ho kwan ne dosom ye hwehwem na ye yi bi film na ye hu de de be ka ho no ne ade and it is a process but when you hype ade no the hype around it no and am any ho because the hype around it no should have allowed us to educate our people what the bill sees to correct what is but no uya ya pani bia ye bisa ujitu ba na unyintu so that's it yeah the people say
but honorable obi so beka say ade no unim say emra no we have fans say they are distortion even in the bill. And I think ye di hu komoni ya resi bet me scrutinize bill no. But obi so beka say stance na nkaza aye dian say even though say ye be scrutinize bill no, are we not having a stand as a nation say this one ye be yi weni efrim na mmom ye stance ni say ade we die enya say ye ma ho kwan ma
ni nation is represented by the 275 honorable members of parliament. I make ho bi nyame adom. And until that nation no. What I say? It you know aba mnase bedwam for adwoso ye di hu nkomo. It ye wie a ne ye begya to mu no eno ne oman no asem a wagya to mu. Minimum sort of
yes, me tell.
It is a record of mine no instance, or mine no wine.
Some bisa say as wo as an individual, oda dodoano.
Yes.
E oda.
Yes.
Enti answer na ye wo be ka bibi kura agina odanfo anem no. O so odanfo no e di omu nim de no mutumi ma so ono abo weni e pe ye stance ni nti wo kwa go and articulate our stand on the floor of parliament.
And I make sure say you see debate no discussion on this particular bill no. Akwa ko jina just on oba ni oba eda any memma omoda pe other things what build them e do do na no obi adwene nko
other things need to say then
oh we do know and me tell say about say yen enkomodie the bill seeks to criminalize even discussions,
the promotion,
that's it,
yes,
of it,
yes, that's how they see here and so promote
and I make sure say who determines what we promote, and I say, who determines what is to be promoted? I mean, who knows that I mentioned, but yeah, na promotion, discussion, are we promoting LGBTQ? Are we? It's no, a brand bar, or be better about society and say, we are promoting it. What do I say? Yeah, and who come out, yeah, see a better man for Atia Seke. It's no, they are various. I'm yet to go through all of them and get you all those ones. Okay. But there are various issues. Yenim say, I was here, na ye na edi hu nkomo. It you know, yes, ankomodie na the proponent, the sponsors of the bill. Emma ade ni nyina ye say, ye de ye say yempa ba ni ba ma ni ma omoda, ni mema omoda. Ye nyina ko bankum say na ni nyi hu. Ye nyina anu ko bankum. Ba kwa ye be fa so na ya hyehyɛ mmra no. Send ye be ya yentieti amanfo bi fa ho die su nti na awose ye to ye bo na ye do so asem ni mu na ye to ye bo kyirkyirem eno ne hia me
okay
because say the obisa me ya mintimi nka aya na da bi no sada ena be manfo asem ko program bi aso de program bi ena me de mpa ye ya kasa so for esra mo emra de de ye po ye be di ho dwuma na mo ma ye fa ye ni nko empa ye so ni ade so for penny also because honorable ya judi yenim so yempa bonipa yenim so jempa yedi na mo mra ne de emra nam so yagitum ba me so de minim se mra na e ba hwe uko US na say na your platform so discussion by there was one major pastor bia na okasatia oba ne ba eda ne ba ma omoda kasatia pa de ye hwehwemu no na wodon kasa suspect oyobia ono ne bema eda so for pedi pa o TV so akasetia eti obi be yes ojina sadi ya no ono so kase yempre so so na kukuo mo hye mu ye bi and that is why people are looking at all the other areas okay what I say my young concentrate was say ujitum anasa unyintum na no so for bi eba social media our kase na ede nko an na bema bema aka se ne nyame dia ma yen se bema dia wokwan ni ni ade no oja ho na wakofa sebe ne amanfo ehwe se yen ne bi but that is just one aspect of this whole bill what I say but in the concentration akoho it ye the pemos anu a na unhu no de oye but me gide say committee no atna say under the able chairmanship of yenwa pani Senate bia no omo be bie nsam no mu because speaker eden ho agim ama enu say na enye de bebre because he is supposed to moderate the sessions but I say we taking a stance
but former speaker also taking a stance about this issue
taking a stance but not sabre no emrane mai and na say ye promote ye but o kana dwene say obi ansi ukwan say kawadwene
but say babin so na dwen waka
and I'm say na dwen na waka but at this point ye woman I say several courts now we chira wadwene so that's it obeti ma chira wadwene at any point in time but assembly could pay court there o hwe ma especially who preside over friends deliberations no there nanka obi fo say say be wadwe obi anim wadwene but un shesa chinchina achi a say ebasa no obi a owo adwene bi a sabi ono so be say o defended the minority no na nipa no waka ninsema hye because akwa say hwehwe bi. But we are talking about freedom of expression, freedom of representation, and obiano say obianso benyane chafa and the family.
Honorable, enti uhwe bill ya that parliament. It said ya wudi kandi kan no. Nkrofo ma shase edi hu enkomo nyina seems to highlight that particular place because eno na Uka Ubia Etiasi. And there are other section of the bill and no enyama into the public space to say the Wukano. As a member of parliament, I would that won't cross one. What bit of education are you giving to your people? Because from that perspective, your people need to tell you what they want for you to articulate it on the floor of parliament. Yes, I say Edi Hunkomo, who constituents or money we do Hunkomo. And I make you say, Makwa, sorry, and the Christian community no mafia see abobo omhwano echo into some form of consultations omu wi ombehia me the Muslim community so achiro mo say omne mo mpanifo ni nkomo na yenhunu omo so madwene so that at least we can collate all these views market women no yade ade no unhia say obema obi a kire wo nyeye yenyina nim de ye but to really be seen as representing the people no you perceive take that approach into me say no ya hye at the end of the day, Bebo Bienu said, Achem Oda went through a serious consultation. And na Yenina Adria Yede Beni. It said, Muhum said, me Jinamanoa, now way, because Sabe, and ye be an abit to consult to Uncroft and so about to Huaba, and that's way to one more. But when did it is something that interests everybody. A Biawo who interest. The Abahasa Ubian so Adjane. Be represented. If an eba plenary na ye di hun komo na was here to aba me kai say speaker the betu dwa say ebe open voting. Unu ne ya adwen on the open voting basis. Oh, jidi say ye ka say ye kono on open voting system wa. Na kwa say we are playing to the gallery. Ye person bi hu say ayam peniampa na say ebia adwen bi wo say emu bi no emwa ema yem na bi sa na but we have stated majority as stated on the case. So if you have stated your case publicly say enya ade ana we stands in and I say oh to aba in public what is wrong with that? And I may patch say aba na ye ba beto no as the bill is now obi enu no beto ka so oje bill na tum agi say ye ho adwuma awie e dia be ye ho adwuma ba wie no Omo sponsor bill no bekura be hunu se baby a omo de niam bi hye no nipa ya frefre omo ne nipa omo de omo nsama betu dwa no e wo se yasesa bibi e wo bill nim eti awie na se na agi tumu a enya na ye mu se oh bill ni nie eti meto aba masa bill no but as it is now there aye nim se niam bi wo mu a se ka se ye fo aso aka se an ye nto aba ma no as it is ne there aye be tietie bi fa ho die so wo se be tietie fa ho die so. What I say? I know the me no as a member of parliament no. Won't me shamin kasa change that men koto aba e masa bill. But you go through all the process. Let the bill go through the mill. Na ye nyam no, ye mfiche no, ye nyi de be ye nyina no. Na ye hu se ye nya de e be boa ye nyina. At the end of the day no, there won't be any ambiguity. There won't be any ena bia ni ade. Obia be more represented in the bill. Then we go for it. At the end, and I was here to about and I said, yes, I'm right. Honorable Sam George, one of champion, yes, or champion this bill before Parliament. The statement be some time ago. Yes, sign Kradia Kono. Now there were some members are no come from the majority side. Adia Bechiama Kono. Those are people who withdraw it. Even though he was unable to mention name, also more party as a leadership. I say, so is it not to put an idea? Say, look, the leadership of the majority, are one way or the other, not in support of the bill currently,
Minu oh eno na me ka say sadie we no ebe ya ye ka say de ho because all of a sudden no abeda ne politics and a majority for for so and a minority for ye na champion no ne ade
but so take this na mo na chesa won for so
and me patron say we've had the NDC in majority before.
Yes.
Sabrina na LGBTQ na issues. Beboa.
Yes, but na enya hard to say the hunu.
Oh, ya na na esa. Now it's always been there.
No, probably it is because ushe from Mills time or call ye statement or my say when opposite ye G2 media we see can fa. President has come. Mama, the time on also man statement. Current president and another Dan Kwakufuado. I'm on statement. Say under the watch. And ya dia ebesi.
And I may part.
And see a stance way you know. These people are telling us that and ya dia ombeji sade we e dia tum. And to say ya bibi say e dia kom na hye bedwan say na hye bedwafo mo nyina mo ntrase na mo hwe na bebi e tosi ni ye nyimfrim ni hwe mra ye betumi e dia bo sade no e ban a na so bi ba na so ka say oh you hu frame ni ade is it not supposed to say nipa no
in the first place obi an frame me as a majority member
yes
say ye hu frame I have not been called to any meeting me parliament meeting bi enu amenko me ntu kwan so rough me we am den me ba parliament Tuesday kura me ba parliament every meeting bi am ko obi an frame meeting ka say ye hu frame
but no omo ana omo sign na wo kan ho
there say a few people and a sponsor here. What they say. It is say omuchum who film so omuchum film. I can't speak to it. Whatever it is, it's been signed. The bill has been presented. Is with the committee. But let me put it on record. Say yen friend will be our majority. And say yen chie who film build them. No, it's never happened. Rather, your majority leader, aye statements, why a press conference, a state your case. Aka say when ya dia, ye beka say ye beji atum. Say I say oba ni ba eda ni be ma ada nemom emrado asetes no ye pese go through the mail na edu ho no mu a ye be hunu kwan be fa so ato abama enu nti na be kase won politics bi shem and that is the initial issue about tidal waves ade make say ye discuss issues na say politics nya kwan be wremu pe na fe ade no ye important be bo man ni nyina no ye gya to ho na fe ye hwe hwan na esisi na hwan na anka say is let's correct that erroneous impression. Say a fair majority for say film. I mean, no, it's never happened. Your line system, your whip system, but that is never been applied here. Yeah, Juma. The committee is certain committee, the chairman of the committee, if I say MPP, member of parliament. The ranking will they're calling the people. It's being telecasted live. It's no edge, you the politics of it. I know I'm Bibo news move, and I was a bit surprised. Say, some John said, or can apply for visa, and my own family. Now, not all parents say, the Bemanoa. And was that necessary?
Yo, but it has become something and for as I said, some of the embassy because when I was championing, you know, and these are people, these are country. Caveat.
Sam John, the champion, he's been seen as the champion because one, he speaks so well, he's a very open person, he's so passionate about his presentation. But there are other people that
yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But obviously, we assume the spokesperson for the group, the sponsors. Yes. To say, I don't think it's neither here nor there. Now I say we don't have to antagonize the system.
Is it also true, sir? Some of our loan facility are not this acceptance of LGBTQ thing in our society has become a caveat. So was here to me 2 months and a loan facility not me about.
Debbie, minyan loan bia ye be sign here beka say e ho no embassy mu ansa. Oh minyan hu baby as that going to apply? How would that apply in loan system?
Sino hydro not me about.
The
Sino hydro facility no.
No, Debbie.
And I want to say this one is a caveat to it.
Sino hydro.
Yes.
Say yanji LGBTQ.
Yes.
Into no
facility ni say be ba na akwa ebibi o.
China farm ma yen and I said oh munia. Menti. Na minyi ni so say no.
Okay. Okay. My phone lines into 0302 2117010 302 21170 ekosi 4. Baby, I will be a friend. Na yenye wadwinchire emfanfa sa topic LGBT. Over the times I hear discussions we if you have nkrofo ahodo amofre nipa ahodo no echiro madwen when it comes to the human rights aspect of the whole bill no say yebetumi ahwe say dey be ya yentieti amanfo bi wonfa ahodie so meaning say almost a part of the bill no kra echiro say enya de a me betumi atena akra nka LGBT asem kra betumi aboso ewa ha na se beduafo ene yedi sa tumi na ahya omonsa se omonhwe na noma bia ehunhia na se noma bia omonse ebetumi ahaye no yentumi enyim free majesty ewotoma majesty mamintio majesty
yes
yeah good morning
Adom
Adom na so
na Adom ya won ye
majesty mamintio
it's a issue I yes some complicated to the extent say obia person or said say again no Ghana as a country like Saka, Yenjintum, Abosum, Enjintum, Akonfo, Enjintum, a Christopher, Enjintum, Buddhist, Enjint, Obiajintum. But MPP for some defend the who are some other person chair. A whole Christian Council, Pentecost won't pay for actual petitions, Edaba say Yenjintum. But some person can come and say, if I Yenjintum, every before standing no, Yenjintum. But in never been a never do woman and say, Yamani, then the woman, I'm saying, I'm going to say anyway. Because I'm going to someone Jintum. I'm going to get Kessa, but and this as a party, it's a city class, then Jimmy ever gay and to share gay.
Maminasi, yeah, fast Segbefia or Asimfosu. Segbefia, good morning.
Fine morning, Midasi. I drink now. Hello.
Yeah, me too. Say with you. Mentio who TV ni mutio who phone so na yankasa.
I mean say, as someone I made the honor drink hono. I found a bill no hono.
Yes.
Papa na woni ni interview no me pa ocho intromu na o man no me anya me de. Obi say papa ni say won ohu ni say me jitum. Papa na to me and you question ano me pa ocho. I want to all my who be on so akina because on my Ghana ehun hia say oba ni bema I worry. And yes, Bema, any Bema be worry.
So, if you are a bill, no, see a yearning in every not say a mudawa or betray so jituma and I say one into.
Or no, or Jim to a banner of Baba worry.
Chief, I will let you question, Chief, my angel.
Hello, good morning.
Chief.
My morning is my family, and Nicha, and Pino, Wakasapa, Namicha, honorable former president, former NP, Abroad Central, honorable Udinizani Party. Let me say, Mr. Yankasami Party before. One was saying, almost about more than 8 years. That's the way, Baba, almost to me, and Fabi in Parliament. Am I party? 10 a year and 9 years. It's Mr. NP before. So you are bringing it here, almost a party, sir. Megan of one, you know, said, yeah, party, NPC for Subamin, not a bit more. And I bring people and yet Magana. Found this so. I said, NPC focus on Ghana for saying, NPC for parliamentarians and home better ever pass. No one is that. What NPC and NPC, you know, I said, you may woman and bois, and must have been way, a day pass here, a bit teaching for found this, will be a weird day, a bit also. And look, you can't want that. Who was central for which we can't want them.
Yeah, I say, David, Sunyani, David. Morning.
Morning, yeah.
Boko dear.
Namia Dumo now way.
Namia Dum David until.
I Ghana the baby I have to go the because I did the contra parliament crack as I home crana. Hello.
Yeah, me too, David.
The baby I have to go the now that way the contra parliament crack debate no me crack how may you. Easy. Me say Ghana no.
Joe Louis was a secropon. Ja, I said we tell who TV so na table phone so. Joe Louis was a secropon. Joe Morning.
Yes, sir. But me prefer what I from Joe Lucy.
Me too.
Me pacho MP na watu wakasa awasenti ya me pese busa na semi.
Bisa no too.
O pa chen nyina ne se ase apo bell no de beto no. On pese o mi bibi enema bi free. On ka de for porting ya on pese o mi free. Se wo ka se e bia ye ndimi ni ngomo. Na we ye chiko kwa ye di ni ma. Ye chiko kwa ye kotra ko ta ye se ye nduma. Wo kotra ba bi se wo ko discuss ya. Ele hu nya kwa ya sa hu asem kwa nse se ba kwa ye ti hu asem kwa wo gana. Ade na nya de papa me mo mo so so. Why me ka chero on kan tema de ko potin am person mo no mi film na ye nyina ye nti.
Okay.
Why me da mate.
Honorable ebe yi wa no. Set. Morning.
Good morning.
Bokodie.
Nyankopon dom.
Set enti o. Set.
Imagine check akra wo asem we hu ene se tema ọmampani dada nyankopɔn fa ne krantie atamos ɛte ase no asɛm wei ɛkɔtɔ no anim ɔka ne straight away sɛ wei ɛna ɔne ne man ɛbɛyɛ ansa na ɔmɔdidi a ɛkɔm kuom ghanafoɔ nyinaa a memeka ho afiri hɔ no adeɛ no ɛtiyɛ ɛho asɛm amba biom ɔmampani mahama ɛnso kyerɛ no aden ɛno adeɛ no tiyɛ ne fɛ deɛ aden nti na wei deɛ politics akɔakɔkɔ bam ji se ye yi baby film ye di bi ko ka ho ayi we film ansa na ya dia tum enti ye man panin tum kan clear e wo se Ghana for ade we ye nyintum ade o ba o se ye tiska so yanka fe betumi anye ye duane wa ha di enti ji se kwaji we tum ansa na ye tum adidi ana
mama na se Peter e wo yan for Peter morning. Hello Peter.
Hello, good morning ohine
na bibia bokode
Yo, Nyamboko, Nyamidia chain.
Peter,
Mumoni Agma Pa Moye. If I show me free, come 15 junction, I will Adabo Krum, Adabo Krum, Electra area.
Okay, Peter, and you.
Yo, oh, in the Amawaka fast asking me when they say, Moya, dear Pa, now never be a while. When we said, near young Ghana, Bibia, ya, Mumba share, actually, or mine now. One Christian, I know the Bible, not the outside. Why Muslim, no the Quran, no the aside. Nanan money I give for you now, Omukita, I confront and I said, yeah, the aside, a dignity position. I then a gun and Kwan, Yama, United to Musa, Yaman, and yet, until I say, Mobile Shababu, someone Sanama Cotta, who I've been with who I say, Sika or Bra. I didn't know money. I want a young net about Bonnie, yeah, I bet all minus one. When you know, you say, I never be. Say yes, say I'm a more.
Okay. Nana Bosu. Morning.
Nana Bosu, audition.
Nebozu. Nebozu.
Yeah, but so finish now for my never changing in Yakosi, and I be some say, let me show you this for the Martin. Yo, Yakosi. MP, it grew better. Look, it did so. Let's say young she was sad year was both side majority and minority. We found come on one thing. A coming could come out to one of my Ghana for one year when the Ghana for them at the tower. Who woman I say yes, one suja. It will slap parliamentarians. When we are many training of Adiano, a dear Bob was sound. Yet you know, the so. It's a club, a bomb ring, 1G, 1F across the country, and the Peninsula, and the group also a moon day. Oh, yes, I'm a sergeant with a rebel and most African film with him. Some could be a way, and then Brenner was it more carefully war. No, I was the second of four. The one changed the sergeant with every year. Oh, you need to do near my palm, Peninsula war. Therefore, I will consult, and that's it. And so
Neighbors who are now saying, Henry, morning. Hello, Henry. Henry. Henry, Entimenka. Henry, what do you mean?
Vachan, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
Yentio, Henry.
Hello.
Henry, Yentio.
Hello.
Henry and Timinka, Yentuaso, Mamifa Jackasia and Koma, CEO of Log Court Limited, Alhassan Ahmed, who Shemi Ewo Kumasi Alhassan Ahmed Sansuna, Managing Director on Awa Sadat, Unawe Managing Director, Ewo Log Court, Ewo Kumasi, test message in Mesaka, watch I say, Webia TV in Mukuha, Moshe, Ewo Kumasi, Yankupon, Onshrao. Overflow Manazo. Okay. Morning.
Morning.
Na boko die.
Boko pa.
Yeah, me pa je nje o.
You tie mo program na MP na person busa na semse. A whole parliamentary member ya to abama o ye busa wa semse. Wa je nkyere ne sen. Obi ya no se bia me ane dead. Now you have to say the answer na bill control MP parliament what dia 10 years kan yenka.
But utie di okan ye ne de wo se emra ne ye de ba ye no. Afe na mpanyifo atranse omu bobo hu. Nti se ye bobo hu na se noma bi wo mu a e wo se ye yifrim a ye yifrim wie ne de betu mrase badwafi a e na obetumi a kire se na adwinkyire nsan na adwinkyire ni.
Pole yi ade na da ho no no. Enye Ghana nkwa na asi wa ha. Odi e nyabotre we ye post. LGBTQ plus ke hwan enye Ghana nkwa na asi wa ha. Obia nim hospital about. Uko internet see ya. Said ye city bi obia nim said. Into one a dear pound of us what the as parliamentary member. Emrana e ba se pesi ye stop LGBTQ hwan. A dear no or doing so ye the ka ho a. Ebeboa emo my Ghana sa de ni ntimi ma.
Okay, you better ask. Yanko Godwin oh takrade. Godwin, morning.
Hello. Mpochowo. Dem asemi abeda my man so amagani. Yen twego do wo Bible mu do anye obi mu aye bi mu wa declare on there wa chu o man no kura. Na wa for ma asemi aba. Oda wo opportunity baby you ko ina mo better wa discussing o krampo. E wa imagine no.
Okay, that's it.
It's why you never want what to baby crying a young queen, no money, a play in your other, but the radio TV, yet you know.
Okay.
Imagine I.
Ebenezer, good morning. Yenjo.
Fine morning, no. Opening. Joe.
Major Ebenezer.
You don't ask it. They're better piece of pinning and get out on MP not someone. Them are the President Murs. When you baby go.
Yeah.
What can it clear? Ma'am, what can it clear? It's almost what happens. Why they want president no? No, not also to can it clear there. You need to. I keep for him. I want about Parliament jacket. What debate you? That's on the young to. No, now you will know what you do. Because when you tomorrow, also not make your clear. What was that? The young young pet to move that.
Yeah, that's it. Yanko Achimoda ne yemfa Michael honorable constituency. Michael, morning.
Morning, sir.
Bibi aboko de.
Bibi aboko me chia me MP so anope no hwa ye pepa.
O MP je so.
Masam kakra bi ne se MP osi odafo nyina na emu. Ewo ye constituency. Enti enyo no kwa le desire me de so ka se oni Christian council ni Muslim community ni ade nyina akasa. So we put some question way. So when send the bobrea, I say if you are seeing a nation into your kind, in fact, I made the pass and no maybe woman a quache womb. Send you into your way far with you so the nation ye be free, they pay a back, never do, name pempens or not. Or Peninsula say, on support to say, or ban a bema better. Into when you find this, ye be say, yeah. Want to mean stand and that's what mean. Daddy, I did be away be as only pay be a wishing ye. That will be brave.
Yeah, I say,
pass. I will take you.
Peter, morning. Peter, as if Peter free so. But on our answer, afraid for Bessa Bang. There are some questions,
and then there are about 2 or 3 issues.
Yes.
And they are discussing. What will interest a Ghana for our LGBTQ?
Yes.
Me, one of the things are. Bepasi the bishop, and they say no 2 same-sex people should be given access to a hotel. for a room and also why say nipa mienu say ba ma ne ba ma akọ hotel say o mo koji room e bia yakoba bi yentimi ha mienu edan mienu tie mienu ye pese da muma it should be a law say ma hotel bia ma sa kwan and also why say me boa say LGBTQ no man nkoso yes but enye nkofo fa wudi na mitietia but one baby fiba enti no mimblemu omo a womo enti asebna say we need to educate our people on senia ye mra yesua ye kire senia ye mra amafo beti ase say ansa na be ye mra ade bi be ye mra no na wahwemu senia be ya untimi ntiatia obi afa ahodie so me na meka se menya kwan mu a menya mu kwan a meka se me mpene so eno mean stated that clearly yes say oba eni oba wade ada oba ni oba ada ne bema eda me mpene so
yafa kwan me wa homa so
no kwa na wo law ni mu eti me mpene so nti no me so be pese be kwakọ suggest se nipa mienu oba de ba eko hotel so mo pe room bema se onwie o se wadafo ni ade o enye enti amra say wo ye be mamu key no part e wa hwan so part morning part
hello
good morning
part
yentio
me ba cho me contribution kaka ne say LGBTQ in kio no for to say nipa na mo nyina eda na me problem kaka ne say no mane mema enemu kwa no yare afri mu ba no abantu min support it na ya san kofa eto yare ne mo aho yare san beka ho ye be ye ndey
David ewo biye part man na ase David morning David
honorable
morning bokodie
nyamiadum na wo so
nyamiadum mayentio
me the me contribution is that ye busu sem kran kedu kwa say ana kran kedi aso kra kweti saade bi because the share romai muni de ko de hwe ha na ne ma hodo kra ye krenyi ni samba kodi de sem musuomi Afghanistan ne o mai bi advance US ne o ma di jatum o how bu kan no akese mi si o mai ne so Ghana ye production ye say ahokyere nkwa na etum o mai mu na penifo ma hwebi na ma say you see you ya tight ne ne makaka ye to na msa ko beti ekwa e debate was adi wi hu na mi hu di o mai ne ko
my na say Solomon morning Solo
hello
morning
good morning
yenjewe
the patrol your friend is Solomon Atapuku me oshim me to oshim the patrol matama mo kan na mpese me kan watam kakra
yetio
no kwasem ni the MPP ni no o kan no kra me MPP ni de na me de me support ade me ba akopɛ that gain no ni ade na yempe aka ba akopɛ afi na akɔgina won say ti say obi no obi ko me firi mo sa MPP na so kan wonyai
yada say yima ewo choko yima morning
over good morning start with so your thing over no you can feel at home yima
okay yima
min told make one MPP bi akeshi amena abu wimu ye ne kesani ne ye ne kenchu ne ti ne kesani ne e gba party na amefi am domo clear I'm again the parliament and this be na ma press conference I can also support you amela me wie no ko ye mra beni mra yo na kan no apart na kan no e ha Ghana bi ka me sumo no ba to wonu pa fight academication na san ba wie kwa because we issues be ni wo ba wie ni Ghana bi no mi chumo ni wo party etu Ghana bi anu shishi je ne ke ma ja issues na ke bi no ma pa MP fa ga je fine parliamentary say amebo mo ne beni mra yo twen na kan I want to tell you, your money, come work with where I want you. No can know ya. Get better no to live our party, but you must come by here. Get development, I gonna be no, gonna be tau. Did I know you enemy? Get again, I can tell you.
Okay, yeah, I say. Quickly, what? Morning.
Hello.
Who? Into
I don't person imagine on kakra.
You too.
But one says a company say the nice gun number and yen to move. Said you be a casse, any coin says ye, Sardina to moon, yen to.
by say a famra kwan so na ye si saade no na say ye the force no bia na no ka se ni o medium tiase ye nyina so ye nya ye kasa ye obi ani parliament ho bi ndi o say ma parliament fo no kwan no mu ye sa mra no na so mo to so ba eno ye hye ho mra obi a begya tom.
Okay, that's it. Stephen, morning.
Good morning.
My name
I think I can make an local parliament. Yeah, parliamentarians are normal. Hello.
Me too, Stephen.
Yeah, parliamentarians are normal. Muslim, most of them know why you Christian are we Muslim. And they swear by either the Bible or the Quran. So to it's front on signing man or Mokan Wasam.
Okay.
Into way, there's a way I suppose you are more passing. In fact, Christians almost say Omoye, Muslims, in fact, Omoye, and you're not correct. This bill now is supposed to be a very bad. So I do with a bomb pa, and to me, a young person betting to.
My that's it. Michael, what do you last caller? Morning. Michael, morning. Yes, sir, morning.
Good morning, Chief.
Bibi aboko there.
Bibi aboko, Pacho.
Nyamia, the one last caller, my meeting.
Okay. Pacho, asama wakanu here pa MP no so ache na aje mu kama. Na mu yan fande asama wakan asemi oye coronavirus ya atashi the whole world ya. Ai ina so ko ma biara ma. Wo mo biara kwan de onche the coronavirus no mbra no da anka obe ya na obapene do ana. Abno ya onye. Inti this coronavirus onye ya papa. Obi ayo oba mo kwan ma abano mem.
Okay.
Inti trumu no so onye ado papa. Did Womungu MP. Simple.
Okay, that's it. And the honorable Nipa no can cry no ebisa one question. Was it as a party? I don't think I'm going to me ma abontina mu metre mo stance on this particular issue because they believe say look, they are the grassroots of the party. And your continuous silence on this matter and not telling them your stance, is killing the party at the grassroots. I don't tell Mama Bonte.
Minia, Mama Yantia say NDC for our more opposition. We know issue two. It's say one would the say yen yedi. And I'm just politics. About 70% of this bill. Politics. The real issues the woman ya twaching. But politics na abeg ka adiafra. MPP, General Secretary, are making a statement. But ye na jitu mu say emrana ba emrana ye makwama ne nko through the various sessions hwe enkrofo nsem omuka nyina no patch say enkamrane ba ya pe we should even forget about the process of passing a bill in parliament ni enka say yagiatu basa no a ye bu ya ye mra ye de ye enema so adenti say ensadom ye bone so dum say Bible ti ensadom Quran ti ensadom beboa adenti ne yenkonko ye mra say obi ebewu say wo to nsa bi ana say wo ye yi bia no fede say ye nchew but there are laws are fa alcohol smoking ye wo mra fa ho a refined law and then your person no monsa otimi nom ne nsa me a me nom no me nom but ubetimi ato mra e wo nsa mu say akwada e bia wedi unifie dunsia neche utumi nkotonsa etia mra so tia say that is the same thing that waha enuna ye ka wasemi medical ka say obie ni ho no mu a say oba ni oba da bema ni obema da no wofo aso I am telling you majority are stating a case ye fo aso
wan kasa so wo mfo aso
me so me fo aso ye party ye fo aso but emra no a ye de ba no enye no pene wom there is a portion a criminalize it. Say yeti ya ye din komo yi nanka emra no wo ho no ma ye tibi mmoso won say wo mo din komo yi na tibi kan tumu asem no e ma no du mi tibi bonka du ha mi nyintum mi nua na me ka say sofo bi e ko viral o ka say eh oba di be manda ayi se ne e defei na wo so bi kofa tumu mi jitum sa o de say mi jitum sa etinu obi enu on mojitum tumu na amafo kampo no me eba no du mitimi nkampo eti obi enu on mojitum but the epa kire say emra no eno pe na epia ye di hu nkomo o kai emra no a enema bi wo mu a was say ye hwe ni na ye niema kwa ma mbra no stages wo so ekonyina mu edo de obi eni wona mu a obetimi aforce se chinchina aba no ayen koji ntum hwe ye begia to na me kasa me pese be call suggest chair committee de say emra ne yemfa nka ho say obema ne bema ne oba ne oba ko hotel so mu koje room a ma yemfa ma wo mo me pese be suggest no amafo be prem so officer amafo be prem so bibisa
well I say be akwa do amafo ne nche ne yehu de amafo
because also ya amafo ni bi because obetimi akoba bi na ebi a room na wo kwa kwajere no e wo se wo ne wadamfo bi e share room but sometimes me because yen yintum say essence me mpre be ma ne be ma woda ene oba ne oba edanti no yen fa nka ho ba we ma ne nyembra wo ne yebeti etia fa ho die so eno ne ye pa kire amafo nya abotre president MPP party ye party ye grassroots party ade amafo feeling no and I yes, you feel it. It no big ye no one my becase, ye bet ya one case, chinchina ye, Debbie. We are with the people, we are in touch with the people, ye didn't be comfort feeling. But ye team na sebe jomuno, and him say Brana ye dia brayeno, and yes, sebe tumu pet, and a woman anymore, and ye may be woman was here, Makwa man, Brano, echo. None penny fua, one more Esiam rano na womo so kasa etia emrani bieno yenti womo so masem na de womo e de bebre ze mi die se me de kwa e bia be kasa da bi na obi ni nua eko hotel na om koji room a eno so obeyendai but ye jitu mu a ye beti bia to make push se ayi ye fa camera no se obi e no no a obeti bia ko guest house hotel I'll be the same sex so we koji room
okay
because mempe tumutumu mempe oba ne oba order na mumie no no ebia na munye nuanom munye busuafo moko room ho no ebia no na moko akoye
enti yenhwe nimu se nyankopon ya adom na se community ni tumi wie na dwuma na se eba plenary you see both side of the house no scrutinizing the report na to me anya a conclusive
pe me fa ade ba kunye mfa to wonim se Bible to make us ntiaso aba e ma akwala asai
yes
and then Uganda ye bo ye twa ma be uko school a uto bi ba so utwa dem ma trouble betimi aba ade ntia ye sua fi baabi say e ma bo nye enso na Bible e ka say aba de ma ne mpa akwala ho e da wo bu oba ade so di sekukrem na wa bo oba so just say enti no eniema e ko denim na eniema bi ba na fe ye hwe afi wo si akwaji atum se me mu nkwala ade nkwala nya essay enso traditionally no ye dim se akwala ye bone ye twa ne ma
okay honorable we dey ma na ase say na otumeji bre na wo be kan ye ho aha ye fe no honorable kwesi akwa ono ene emra hye badwa ni edima adehia owo adan achimda
ya no yi wona ifo no
achimda yo honorable yate and you better say otumeji bre na wo be kan ye
me so me da base na ye ma manfo ntia se say we do not support so oba ni oba ada ne bema ni obema eda that aspect we don't na other ones aka ne de emna ne beye na adwuma ne ehunu
ye better say my friend chiakase enkoma chairman wuntumi wo Ashanti regional MPP chairman wuntumi wo kuma se me hu test no senso na Kofi Diesel wo diaso wo Central region me nchiakase enfa enkoma ebusia emeda se ne otumi nya adaje na wotena se na ye nyina ye tumi di enkoma omo amofre ahomane so nyina ye beda ase sanso na MP wokita onabo kwame gakpe yene no atwetwe nkomo ewo sa adwumadie so meda ase se so otumi anya adaje sanso na kwame enum etonkra ede free keta ede maye ama ye hu die ekoso enso ewo keta